Hello once again, and welcome to Chess with Faustus. Today's video is not more about a specific gambit, it's more about a type of move, a tactic that you have to keep in the back of your head at all times. You may know it, it's called a fork. What is a fork? Well, a fork is when you use one of your pieces, imagine like a knight, and he's here, for example, and the opponent has two highly valued pieces here and here. He can only save one, so he has to move it anywhere and you can take the other. That's basically what a fork is. A lot of players know this, but they don't think about forks that much in low level gameplay. And that's really bad because forks can win you games. It has won me several games. I can't even count. In this game, I'm going to show you. I did two forks, and after I did the last one, the opponent resigned because he knew he'd lose immediately. So the game started out with a Scandinavian defense from black, which is not the best defense, in my opinion. I do not like it because that leaves the queen in a very vulnerable spot. And then you just move your knight forwards and the queen has to flee. She can check, but you can protect with a bishop or a knight, or even propose an exchange of queens. But the Scandinavian defense is something for another day. I protected with my knight, a better move would be with the bishop, because now I'm blocking the bishop. But moving on, we're just developing the minor pieces, and now a fork with a pawn. Black takes it, and I exchanged a pawn for a knight. Already very good for me, very good for me. And now, what does black do? Tries to put the bishop there, but doesn't see this move. It's perfect. I first thought about it. Please don't move your queen back, because if you put pressure on this piece, I can't do anything. But then I saw you also attacking the queen, so it's a triple fork, and I basically won the game because I'm already up a knight and a queen. The opponent resigned, and well, that's that. Another game where I used a fork was this game. The opponent actually just took my bishop. I take his knight with my knight, and the opponent played this. When I see this, when I see any pieces together like this, I immediately think, how do I get my knight up, my protected knight here? How do I do it? How do I put pressure on both these rooks? I could think about here, but it's, come on, 2 pawns, a bit more difficult. I'm already preparing to attack it, but then he comes in with the bishop. I try to just develop my rooks, hoping like something will happen. Fuck. Following on, puts the bishop there. I put my rook. He puts the pawn that would have been protecting this square here. I'm okay. I try to put pressure on the pawn, and he moves it away to protect the pawn. What do? Boom, I get the fork. You always have to keep in mind the possibilities of the knight's move. The knights are the pieces which most often do the fork. So always think about this. I was already thinking about the fork like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like 7, 8 moves before I actually did it. Trying to find a way to activate it, to actually use it. and the opponent just gave me the opportunity with both of the pieces that were going to protect that square just disappearing from it, because he wanted to develop this piece and he also wanted to protect this one. Try, if you're at lower levels, try to figure out ways how to move the piece that you don't want there to another place so you can perform your tactic or strategy. I hope this video helped, and please keep in mind at all times the fork. It's extremely useful and deadly.